Today we're making a pot of greens Gina Young style. I hope y'all are having a good day today, and if you're not, hopefully I can brighten up your day with this here recipe. We're making collard greens. It's Friday, so I figured I can make a really nice meal that my family's gonna love. Okay, so now if you want to add a different type of green with this, like maybe some mustard greens and turnip greens, you can add that to this recipe as well. So I have some beautiful fresh collards here that I've already rinsed off, but we're gonna rinse them again after we cut them, okay? You're gonna need some bell pepper. Bell pepper today. I wanna put a little bit of color in it, kind of switch things up a little bit. If you wanted to do the green, sure you can, but it's not gonna show up as much as this red will. I'm not gonna put too much of it because I don't wanna overwhelm the flavor of that red bell pepper. Nice fresh garlic, not the kind that comes already peeled, packed in the oil, y'all. You're gonna need some vinegar. Vinegar for these greens to give it a zip and a zing that we all love when it comes to collards. You're gonna need some chicken bouillon powder or chicken broth, okay? I have some salt, garlic and onion powder, black pepper. You have to have some red pepper flakes in there. And listen, I'm not putting so much in there where we're gonna knock somebody's socks off, just enough that you can taste the heat in the back of the palate. Okay, we have some sugar. Sugar has to go in your greens. It's not gonna make it sweet, it's just gonna give it a great taste that you're gonna love. And of course, I'm gonna make up a quick cornbread. It's just a jiffy mix, but it's gonna be good, right? And so now, the meat of choice. I have a beautiful ham steak here that I'll be using. If you have some ham left over from Easter, you can use that, or you can use ham hocks or smoked turkey necks, smoked turkey wings or legs, whichever you choose. But we'll talk about that during this recipe. Make sure your hands are clean. Let's make a big thing I'm gonna show you is how to clean your green off, okay? If you decide to get like a mustard green or a turnip green, of course it's gonna look a bit different, but you're gonna clean them the same way. This is the collard green, and look at that, it's gorgeous. Now, sometimes you find a little bit of mud and sand and maybe some leaves and twigs in here, so you're gonna wanna wash it off very well. There's gonna be this vein here that I like to call it, or stem, okay? I like to fold the leaf, okay, and then you really can just pull this part off. Of course, there's gonna be those people that says, "Ooh, Gina, don't discard of that. I eat it." If you wanna eat this part, you can, but I'm gonna be honest with you, no matter how long you cook it, it's gonna be tough. So I take mine out, okay? So I'm just gonna discard of that, and now it's gonna look like this, okay? So now you have the option to just rip this apart and tear it apart if you want. I'm gonna cut mine because I want it to look a little bit better than just ripped up, okay? So we're gonna give it a nice fold, just like that, nothing special, okay? We're gonna cut it down this way, and then we're gonna cut it this way. And so now we're gonna do all those greens just like that. If you're incorporating other greens, do them the exact same way. And then we're gonna turn around and make our way over to the sink. We're gonna fill that sink up with cold water, a little bit of salt, and we're gonna rub our hands. It's gonna be filled up in water, cold water. We're gonna rub it this way just to get all the grime and the dirt and the sand, because these can be very sandy. And then what you do, you rinse that water out. You refill it back with cold water about 4 or 5 more times, or until your greens are nice and clean and you have no sand and the water looks clear. That's how you're gonna know that your greens are gonna be clean. Clean some more. So the weekend's here. Is anybody making a Gina Young recipe? I'd love to hear from you. Or what are you having? It's Friday night. A lot of people like to do pizza on Fridays. Is that what you're doing? Let me hear from everybody. What's the weather looking like? It's actually pretty nice out, but it is very cloudy. So that's what the weather's looking like here. I am loving that the cold weather is, so far, the cold weather is gone. I love the sun. I absolutely love when it's sunny out. It makes you feel better, right? So I'm gonna continue with these leaves just like this, and then we'll make our way over to the sink. I'm gonna be cooking up about 4 bundles of greens today, which really is not a whole lot, but when it's the holiday, I cook between 9 and 11 bundles. That way you can assure yourself that you're gonna have enough for all your family and friends, and those people that's gonna wanna take a couple bowls home with them. Let's go ahead and give those greens a nice rinse. And like I said, you wash them as long as you have to wash them. Just making sure you get all that sand out. I'm making a ham steak today. For our recipe, if you want to use a ham hock or some type of smoked turkey leg or smoked turkey wings, of course, you're going to need to cook them for a couple hours to get them nice and tender. But not only will they get tender, what they'll do is they'll flavor your broth. Okay, it's going to give great, great, great flavor. But it does take about an hour and a half for them to get nice and tender. And then you can double back later on in the recipe and take the skin off of the turkey or off the ham hocks, shred that lovely meat, and then reincorporate it back into your greens, okay? But I have this ham steak here, and of course it's already cooked, so we don't have to cook that for an hour and something, right? No, we don't have to do that. So now here's what we're gonna do to build flavor into this water here, or your broth. We're going to take you see how I knocked the side of that fresh garlic? It really just helps to peel off the skin just like that. Otherwise, you'll be peeling for days trying to get that skin off. I'm going to put this whole clove of garlic in. It's going to really refresh it and make the greens taste absolutely amazing, okay? So I'm going to chop that down right now. Let's get it right into the water or your broth. And then we're going to cut up some onion. Okay, this is like a medium-sized onion. I will use this whole onion for this recipe. Some of it will just disintegrate down into Flavorland and make it taste good. But I'm going to leave some of the onion, like this much here, that we'll put back in a little later so you can still see it. So let's chop this up just like so, quick and simple, and get our broth to going. Let's go ahead and cut up some of this beautiful ham here. It's lovely. If you have any fat on this ham, keep it on there because it's great flavor. Just trust me. It'll render down, right? Sure it will. All right. This ham is going to put a lovely smoky flavor into the greens that you're going to absolutely love. Now, if you wanted to, and a lot of people like to ask this question, yes, you can put bacon in here. I don't suggest you just putting it in there that way. You're going to fry it. You're going to get it golden brown, crispy, and you're going to use a little bit of that bacon grease and put in there. That's how you build flavor. So what we'll do is we'll put half of this ham in right now to create a great broth, and the rest of the ham will go in a little later during the cooking process. Let's go ahead and put that ham right in with the garlic and the onions and the water. Turn it on to, like, I don't know, maybe a medium heat. Okay, and now I'm putting bell peppers in mine today. I want it to be vibrant and gorgeous. I want that red to shine through these greens. So I'm not using too much because a red pepper can be, you know, kind of strong in flavor. Let's just use, let's just say about that much, okay? And then we're just going to chop it down, same like we did the onions, and throw it right in. You don't have to throw it all in. I'm not going to put all of it in right now. Some of it I'll put in a little later with those extra onions that we're going to put in later. Let's go ahead and put that little bit of bell pepper in there, and we're going to season this broth. Let's make it taste good. I'm going to go in with some bouillon powder, chicken bouillon powder. If you don't have it, you know it's okay. Just use just some salt. Okay, so that's plenty enough. Now, when you're making a big pot of greens, you're gonna have to season it several times, okay? Because it's so much food, you taste it and you say, no, I need to re-season. Then you go back in and re-season until you're happy with the flavor, right? When you're happy with the flavor, you know when you feed it to your family and friends, they're going to be super excited and they're going to love it. This is the garlic and onion powder, and on purpose, I'm using a nice amount, even though I'm using fresh garlic and onion. Okay, I'm going to put some black pepper in there, not too much. I'm also going to put some red pepper flakes in, not enough to knock your socks off. 2 pinches of sugar. It's not going to make it sweet. It's just going to give it a great taste. Let this simmer. We're going to check on our greens. Make us some cornbread up. I don't know about you all, but when I have greens, we must have cornbread. It's like a must-have. Not a dinner roll, not a dinner roll, not a slice of bread, but the cornbread. And in my bowl, I don't know if you already seen, I put some sugar down in the bottom of there. Sure I did. It's going to give it that sweetness that I like. Do you guys like your cornbread savory where there's no sweetness? Because a lot of people do. I'm just asking. Or are you like me where you want a little bit of sweetness in there? I want it to be moist, but I want it to have that sweetness. That's just how I like my cornbread. This doesn't require oil, but I like to put the oil because it makes it really super moist, okay? And that's definitely what I'm looking for. Okay, so let's go ahead and put some milk in. What I've realized about this Jiffy cornbread mix, or any cornbread mix that you're using that's pre-made, you really don't have to watch the measurements. It's gonna turn out right. You don't want this soupy, of course, but you know, just kind of mix in your ingredients and throw it in the oven. At this point, if you wanted to put some cheese in here, you can put some jalapeno, some crispy bacon in there, whatever you would like, even corn pieces. Have fun when you're making this type of cornbread. It turns out spectacular every time. In 20 to 25 minutes on the oven in 350 degrees, it's gonna do you just right. Eggs in there. I can't forget the eggs. I would have been really mad. All right, lovely. 2 nice large eggs. Fresh eggs, of course. Mix it. In here talking about it's Friday, and today my family just told me it's Thursday. So happy Thursday. All right. So now this is a 9x13 baking dish. I have the oven preheated to 350 and I oiled it. I oiled it so it doesn't stick to my pan, of course. All right, we're getting ready to take those greens out. I've washed them several times. The water is nice, clean, and clear, and they should be good, free from sand. Go ahead and cut the rest of this ham. My greens are nice and clean, so we're gonna make our way over there. We're gonna put those greens onto just like a cookie sheet or a bowl, and we're gonna bring them and incorporate them into this broth here. And now that we have some nice clean greens here, go ahead and put them within that broth that we have all our lovely ingredients and spices in. And the key to the perfect greens, no matter what kind you're making, don't cook them up on high. If you cook them up on high, they turn mushy. Like medium. Medium high is gonna be what you're looking for. Now, naturally during the cooking process, you're gonna lose a lot of liquid because it evaporates, of course, but when that happens, just add some more liquid. Whether it's water or broth, doesn't matter. But remember, when you add more broth, you're gonna need to re-season, okay? Lovely. Oh, these greens are gorgeous. I've noticed that not everybody puts vinegar in their greens. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But if you want it to taste like Gina Young style, put you some in there, okay? Between 2 and 3 cupfuls of the vinegar. Doesn't matter what kind. Whatever kind of vinegar you have or you love. All right, I'm going to do 2. Matter of fact, I'm going to do 2.5. Okay, I love that twang and that twist that it gives. No, it's not going to make it sour, right? It's going to really just balance out everything. Trust me on this. Take a look at those greens. They look absolutely amazing. So now, remember I kept some bell peppers and onions? We're going to go ahead and put those in. And that extra ham meat, go ahead and put that in. Give this a nice stir. Let me show you. My cornbread is done. I'm going to butter it up real good. Oh my goodness. It smells so great in here right now. That's what I call a gorgeous pot of greens. Make you some. Ooh, I know. Listen to me. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. If you ain't subscribed, what you waiting on, tell your family and friends. Tell the world what Gina's doing every single day in this kitchen. And Father, on today, we thank you for this meal, your hedge of protection and your mighty love. Amen. Stay tuned. Let's taste it. I'm going to taste right out of the pan because I'm not ready to eat. My family's not ready to eat, and I want to sit down with them. Okay, let's blow it off first. Let's taste. I am so excited. The whole house smells amazing. Oh, yeah, that's it.